Hey y'all, what's going on? It is BarbMeetsWorld, and I am here to spill just a little bit of Real Housewives of Atlanta tea that is hot off the press. But before we get into that, you guys, please go ahead and like the video on your way in. That would be greatly appreciated. And let's get right on into it. If you hear my voice and I sound a little under the weather, it is because I am, unfortunately, but I could not let this opportunity pass me by. I needed to come up here and just talk to you guys a little bit about what I have come across on the blogs, and it pertains to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And we know lately there's been a lot of talk about who is going to be returning, what's going on. We've heard that last time we checked, I should say, Kandi in particular was talking about how she had not received any word yet if she would be returning or got her contract or anything like that, I guess. So, it's all been up in the air, and we're finally starting to put the pieces together and form a picture here of who all is going to be on the cast. And as it stands right now, you guys, Kandi is not going to be returning for season Sweet 16. And allegedly, according to the Neighborhood Talk, I believe, yes, the Neighborhood Talk, Kenya and Porsha will be returning. So, y'all, I feel like by the end of the week, we're going to have an exact cast lineup. But for now, let's get into this. Okay, so last night at the Grammys, when Kandi was asked about her return and all things Real Housewives of Atlanta, she divulged this. I will play it. I hope the audio comes in clear because I want to play it from my phone because I didn't have time to get the clips.
Well, first of all, we already know you're a boss. We know that you've had money forever. Even when some of us were struggling eating government cheese, Kandi was eating nicely. Okay, I heard that you were one of the few people that's been re-signed to the Housewives of Atlanta. That's what I heard. Now I'm in the streets. Am I right or wrong? Okay, you don't even have to answer because do you want to answer or can you not answer?
Because I really didn't think, I didn't really know if I was gonna give any tell anybody how I felt about it at a later date, but I already said it before. That's my friend down there. I'll say it again. I decided I'm not coming back this year.
Really? Why?
Well, I mean, I've been doing it for 14 years, and I have a lot of things that I got going on this year, that big announcements to make soon, and I just said I wasn't coming back. They did.
He told me that
they did ask me to come back, but obviously, when you talk about with negotiations, we didn't necessarily have on the same page, and so I just was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take my break.
But you've been one of the few on the franchise that's given them so many other shows too.
Yeah, no, we're still gonna be working together. We got some other things coming.
Okay, so you just
I'm still a part of.
Show.
I'm still part of the Bravo family. Okay. I still love them. They love me. But I decided that it was time.
So basically that means next season she's going to get a bigger bag and she'll come back. All right.
No, it's not even that, because, they've always given me a big bag. It's not even just that, but like literally it was only like one thing that we didn't necessarily agree upon. You know what I mean? But at the same time, a friend of mine had asked me one day, they were like, okay, well, why do you keep doing it? And I was like, you're doing something for 14 years, you kind of just do it. They did ask me, you've been doing it for 14 years.
But not only that, you've also successfully used reality TV as a platform. I think you, more than a lot of people, understand that it's a marketing tool.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Music, products, all that.
For sure. I think what happened was when they kind of gave us like the little break to whatever, while they were trying to make their decision, they let me get too much time on my hands. So then I got back in the studio more. I've been writing more. I got some other projects and stuff that's going to be coming. I can't wait to announce the other stuff that I got going on. So it's like, I'm not a person that's just going to sit around. So it just they gave me too much time to.
So basically, you just text them DeVito's unavailable, and now you're unavailable. Okay. I mean, I don't even.
It wasn't even negative. I love them. Okay. You know what I mean? And it was, it was a cool conversation. It wasn't, negative.
Oh, we know when you throw shade, it is not shady. Kandi, she's teaching me how to read in a nice way.
Ciao.
Okay, look, I ain't gonna lie.
You've been doing it for 14
not only
years.
That, you've also.
Okay, enough, Jason. All right, you guys. So you heard it right there from the horse's mouth. Kandi will not be returning, and it sounds as though she was asked to return finally after months and months of waiting. I'm sure she was asked to come back. She agreed on everything within the contract for the most part, except for one thing. And she decided, hey, I'm going to take a step back this season. I don't believe there was any, ill will or negative feelings. I mean, she even reassured us right there. So I think this is great. I think this is great for her, and I mean that wholeheartedly. Kandi, she's never, I will say she wasn't my favorite housewife for a bit, but these last few seasons, she has definitely grown on me a lot, and I have always respected her as a businesswoman. I can never take that from her, and I think this is just a new beginning. And she's given us everything that she really can give us on this show. We've seen her get married. We've seen her deal with loss. We've seen her and the baby daddy stuff. We've seen her. She's had multiple spinoffs. We've seen, the Mama Joyce and Todd of it all. We've seen her have one child naturally. We've seen her birth another child via surrogate. We've seen it all. Y'all open multiple businesses, get in beefs, be framed almost for something that was false. We've seen it all. So honestly, I think this is awesome for her to leave whilst, on a high note, if you will. I think that's always the best. You never want to wait around for an invitation that's not going to come. You always want to bow out gracefully, if you ask me. And I don't believe this is the last that we'll be seeing her. It sounds as though I believe a couple months ago we had heard that Kandi and the gang was supposed to be returning. So I would love to see that, as well as anything else we're going to see on Bravo as it pertains to Kandi. I'm happy for her. I have no negative feelings about it. It is going to feel a little bit weird because although a lot of people see her as boring or feel like she doesn't bring anything to the show, she is a consistent, stable figure on the show. So that is going to be a little odd. Just, for the past 14 seasons, we have seen, Kandi. At the end of the day, all the players to the left and the right may have changed, but we've seen Kandi remain constant on the show. So it is going to be a little odd from that angle, but it's all good if you ask me. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool by me. What else? And there's also only 24 hours in the day. At this point, I feel like she could be doing even more stuff if she didn't have to stop to film for multiple 3 months, however many months out of the year every year. This, I'm not going to say it's been hindering her, but this just opens up her schedule to take on so many more opportunities. I was fortunate enough to see The Wiz, the musical, when it came here to San Diego last month, it was awesome. And I look forward to seeing some more musicals, some more plays and stuff that she has in store. I'm down for that. I'm down. I saw the past. That was cool. That was cute, whatever. I'm here for whatever projects she has for us besides returning to the Real Housewives right now. And it doesn't even seem like it, it seems like if the opportunity, wait, what am I trying to say? It seems as though if she did want to return, that the door is open. Doesn't seem as though there's been any bridges burned. And we've seen other previous housewives burn some bridges, and where they were not able to bounce back from those. So I think this is good. I think this is good. And I look forward to seeing whatever Miss Burruss-Tucker is going to give us in the future. Moving right along from that, we also, actually, this clip is a bit long, you guys, but I will play it. This is what Andy had to say in response to Kandi announcing her exit on the Grammys red carpet.
On the Grammy red carpet that she's not going to be returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta after an unbelievable run. Unbelievable.
How many seasons was Kandi on that show?
It was 14, babe.
Holy crap.
Yes. Incredible run. And you think about how much she not only went through on the show, but brought to the show. When she came on, she was with AJ. He, between filming her first season and shooting the reunion, was killed.
Wow.
She lost him. Mama Joyce was disapproving of AJ in her first season. This was season 2 of Atlanta. It was it was Kandi's first season. She also, in those early seasons, did the music and wrote Tardy for the Party. Insane. Which has become, canon. I mean, it's just iconic to the moment. She fell in love with Todd. He was working for Truly Original.
That's right. Yeah.
When they were on their trip in Africa. She brought us Mama Joyce. She brought us Bolo. She brought us The Dungeon, Bedroom Kandi, Don Juan, the Old Lady Gang. I mean, it goes on and on. She was always very true to herself. She always, she wanted to be the best. She has been one of my favorite people to work with in my whole time. First as an exec at Bravo, and then as an EP of the Housewives, and just, hosting Watch What Happens Live. I love how competitive she is.
Yeah.
I love how thoughtful and smart she is. She is so strategic. She would call me anytime she had a thought about either the way the show was being marketed or not marketed, or about the way that it was being scheduled, or she had a lot of really smart opinions and thoughts, and she always wanted to know more. What's your strategy here? What are you thinking? It was always a great dialogue. And then sometimes at the end of the conversation, she would say, you know what? I'm glad I called. I totally get it now. Sometimes she would say, y'all are wrong. And a lot of times, by the way, she was right. So, there's that. She always brought her authentic self to whatever she was doing. And I'm excited also because she came into the show with her own, obviously her own name and her career. I mean, she's got a huge thing.
Yeah, Kandi is a talented star. She's not, no offense to anyone else, she's not just a rich wife of someone.
No, she's a Grammy-winning songwriter and performer.
Artist.
Yeah.
Yes. It's incredible what the cachet that she brought.
And one of the reasons I love having her on the radio when she comes through town or anything, I mean, she wrote Bills, 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 No Scrubs, on, and the list goes on and on. She worked with Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. She's in Mariah Carey's autobiography. I mean, she's got a long history as a songwriter and performer. And now, as a producer of Broadway shows and actress. So
Candy-Coated Nights, who could forget that?
Exactly. Anyway, I know that she's going to continue being a success in everything she does. We had a long talk the other day. She and I and Todd on the phone. I appreciate her saying, you know what? I think this is just time. And she knows the show is at a crossroads right now. And I don't even want to talk about where we're going with it. Maybe tomorrow I'll talk a little bit more about that, but I don't think this is about where we're going. I think it's just about celebrating her right now. And I've said this before, I think on the radio and anywhere else, during the summer of 2020, which was a reckoning for all of us on many levels, she wrote such a thoughtful letter to all of us at Bravo and truly original with some really valid and true thoughts about the way that we could be conducting business differently that might be just more inclusive, more positive, more meaningful. And it led to a great conversation between she and the network. And I believe the network then, took it seriously enough that they basically made them all action items and said, well, we need to do all of this now. And that's a partner. That's someone who's like, we are in this together. We have a long history. You guys, this is what I'm seeing that's going on. This is how it could be better. And so if I didn't respect her and love her before that, man, did I after that. I thought, wow, this is very cool. This is very impactful. She impacted not only the show, but she impacted the way that we do business behind the scenes. And that is powerful. So I think both of us were kind of crying a little bit at the end of the call. She's a crier, and so are you. I know, I am too. I kind of worked myself up into a lather as we were talking, and but man, and I told her, look, and I know that Bravo will be in business with her for a long time. They've got other things in development. She is a talent that they're not going to want to let go. Might I mention that the movie that Todd directed, it did really well on Peacock. They wound up buying the movie. You can see that on Peacock. And so there you go. She is one of the greats. She is one of the greats. And I want everybody to know it. So thank you, Kandi, for your service. I did tell her, I was like, Kandi, you could drop back in a year or two.
Right. Right. Come back.
It's like, absolutely. So there you go. Absolutely. I didn't know when she was going to share her news. So I was surprised last night. I was like, oh my God, it's out. That's
a good place to do it, the Grammy red carpet.
Yeah, it is. She's worldwide. By the way, Todd Tucker's movie is called The Pass, and it's up on Peacock now. So more to come about the Real Housewives of Atlanta later, but I just wanted to say all I had to say. And I just put up a post on Instagram, and I didn't have time to say everything I wanted to say because I was like, I got to get ready for the radio show. So there you go.
Like he just said, there you guys go. All in all, we cannot go ahead and overlook the fact that Kandi was brought on the show as, you know, she was the first legitimate celebrity on the show that had a huge career prior to being on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. That cannot be taken from her. That is a fact nonetheless. She has been very, very transparent. I can't lie about that either. She has shown every nook and cranny of her life, if you ask me, except for her panty drawer. Like, there's really no area that she hasn't really given us. So that is also something that we cannot go without saying. It was a mutually beneficial relationship. She benefited from this relationship with Bravo, just as Bravo benefited from the relationship with her and her businesses and her brand. I want to see her take things to a Vanderpump Rules level. I think that she has the following. I think that we know she has the Cohen, and I can really see that happening. I don't feel like there's any reason why we couldn't see that for Kandi and her brand. And now that she's exiting, I have to really think, I wonder if Monyeta's not coming back then either. I mean, we have seen friends of in the past stick around even when the person, the housewife who brought them into the fold was no longer on the show. We saw that with Shamia, for instance. We saw a bunch of Shamia even after, you know, Porsha wasn't on the show, even though she and Porsha, you know, were besties and all that. So I wonder if Monyeta is going to come back. I'm not going to say I dislike Monyeta. She doesn't really give too much personality wise. She's an intelligent woman. She's a beautiful woman. She's obviously well connected with a lot of the ladies in Atlanta, Kandi, for instance, in this situation, but she just doesn't bring a lot in the personality department for me. So I won't be super sad if we don't see her come back as a friend of. But this also, and if she doesn't, that opens up the door for people like Akila, which is Kenya's friend. She could come on, and I hear she has a very interesting story. That could be something. And, you know, we'll just have to see. But I wanted to share with you guys that clip just so you guys can get a little bit more context about the situation and get a little bit more reassurance as to where things lie now between Kandi and the network. But let's move on to the rest of it all, which has to deal with Porsha and Kenya. Okay, so according to where is it? Okay, so according to, and I found this on the Real Housewives Zone, but I think originally it was via the Neighborhood Talk. Porsha Williams and Kenya Moore to return for season 16, you guys. Oh, I can share this. Let me share this 1 second. All posts. No. Where'd it go? Sorry, y'all. Bear with me. Oh, okay, right here. TNHT. Okay. So, like I said, Porsha Williams and Kenya Moore to return for season 16 of RHOA. Neighbors, it's been a lot of chatter about which ladies will be returning for season 16 of Bravo's Real Housewives of Atlanta. Well, we can confirm that 2 OGs will be a part of the cast. We spoke exclusively with close sources to the Peaches who confirmed that Porsha Williams and Kenya Moore are locked in for season 16. Now, we haven't seen Porsha since she left the franchise after season 13, shortly after she announced that she was engaged to her now husband, Simon Guobadia. Many viewers felt that Porsha was running from the smoke after many speculated she had stolen Simon from her former acquaintance, Fallon. So it'll be interesting to see Porsha's new family dynamic play out on camera with the other ladies. Kandi Burruss revealed that she wouldn't be returning to the franchise for season 16. Perhaps the door could be open for PHAEDRA too? Who knows? But neighbors, are y'all here for Porsha and Kenya? Okay, you guys. So I will ask the Barb's babes, are you guys here for Porsha and Kenya returning? How do we feel about that? I I would have to say I'm not um I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised to see a Porsha coming back. I felt like it was only a matter of time before she returned. I don't feel like um I just want to see her return and actually be upfront about stuff and not run from the questions, because y'all know there's going to be questions. Y'all know there's going to be questions, and y'all know that just as the article said, or we haven't seen Porsha since she, seemingly ran off with that lady's husband. So, inquiring minds are going to want to know. We're going to want to be brought up to speed on all things pertaining to their marriage and how they got to this point. So, I hope she is willing to divulge that. Otherwise, they could have kept it, and that's coming from somebody who actually really liked Porsha. I've always really liked Porsha prior to that whole thing, and I was actually kind of sad to see her go when she left. And I know a lot of people have their own feelings about that. That's just mine, and we're all entitled to our feelings and opinions. Y'all let me know yours in the comments below. But I just want to see her come and be real about it 100%. And as far as Kenya, I'm not surprised about that either. Actually, while we're on the topic, we can go ahead and talk about just a few days ago, actually, or maybe even actually, this says it was published on February 7th or February 5th. Let me go ahead and share this. So, as you all can see, just prior to this news being released, Kenya Moore is open to a Porsha Williams comeback, teases plans for dynamic season 16. Kenya Moore is open to once again sharing a screen with her former Real Housewives of Atlanta co-star Porsha Williams. Though the frenemies have often sparred on the Bravo reality series, Moore tells Page Six in an exclusive interview that she acknowledges the impact of their highly entertaining chemistry. I think we made great TV together. I think we're the best frenemies. Some of the best times on that show have been created with me and Porsha. The Kenya Moore hair care founder 53 shares. Some of the most iconic moments have been created with us being on screen together, so I feel like that magic could still exist if she comes back. So I wasn't surprised when I saw this, seeing this, when I saw that they are both returning. I wasn't surprised because I had read this and I'm like, okay, that definitely opened up, set the stage for a big announcement, um, like such. So I'm not upset to see Kenya back. I'm fine with having Kenya back. Again, going back to my previous point, it is going to be a little odd at first seeing, especially now adding Porsha back into the mix. It is going to be a little odd seeing just Kenya and Porsha OG wise. I mean, if Sheree comes back, I mean, she's talking OG, but like it's Sheree and y'all know, y'all know what Shrek gives. So I don't know. We'll just have to stick around and find out. Because again, I only saw this news released on the released on the Neighborhood Talk. So that's why I said allegedly in the title. This is what we're gonna go with right now. And oh, I keep losing my tabs, y'all. I'm sorry. But who all do you guys want to see come back? If this news is true, that leaves us with okay, Kenya and Porsha. I could deal without Marlo. I could, or I would honestly rather see her go back down to a friend capacity. I mean, which can be kind of humbling for some people, but I liked her way more as a friend. She hasn't given me anything. I did like seeing, I do like seeing her nephews, of course, but no, no. Marlo has utterly pissed me off in the last, has she been a full-time housewife for 2 seasons now, 3 seasons now, two? This will be the third one I want to say coming up, and she's done nothing but piss me off since becoming full-time. So I'm good on that. I'm good on Sonia. I do know she had a baby and her family supposedly moved out, so she does kind of have a storyline with that, but I'm just not interested regardless, so I'm good on that. Drew, she is going through her divorce. That is a storyline right there. But honestly, I would want her to come back and be the Drew that we saw on the game, the Drew that we saw being that girl. Like I Drew's always been that girl, and I want her to take that power back, that confidence back, and that's more of what I would want to see rather than the divorce, because I don't want to give Ralph even 5 more minutes of attention. So yeah, I'm good on that. And Sheree's just kind of like a placeholder for me. And she represents just kind of like a paperweight, if you will. So I really could take her or leave her. We know what role she's going to play if she is brought back. She is the resident bone collector as always. So, it is what it is. There is a plethora of other ladies for them to choose from in those Atlanta streets. We know this, y'all. We know that there is a slew of other optimal choices they could pick, and I really hope for season 16 they make the best selection. I really, really hope they do, y'all, because the show has not been giving what it's supposed to be giving in forever, and I would like to start enjoying the Real Housewives of Atlanta again, like how we used to, up until I want to say like season 9, 10, 11, like in the last, I want to say 3-4 seasons, I've really been almost fallen asleep watching it because it's just been so, and y'all know. So I really hope that this new shakeup is going to be the best one. I really do. But I want to say that's it, you guys. I want to say that's it as far as the Real Housewives of Atlanta news, tea, whatever, updates, whatever you guys want to call it. I will come back with some more updates. Like I said, I have a strong feeling that we're going to know something by the end of the week. So, I will definitely not hesitate to bring you guys that if I can. I am going out of town this week again, but if I'm able to come back to you guys and discuss that, y'all, I will not hesitate to do so. But for now, y'all, let me know your thoughts on this shakeup. Let me know. Don't forget to like the video. Let's keep this conversation going in the comments, y'all. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.